Good morning, Savages. This is Savage Sunday, and I'm your host, Eli. Today, we're going to be talking about perspective. Specifically, with the perspective, we're going to be touching on an idea, through the Asylum series, and it's called Rorschach. Now, what is a Rorschach test? It's typically a test that psychologists will use to determine what it is that is going on in a person's mind and their psyche. That test actually tests what we call perception. Perception is how a person will interpret either a person or a thing. So when you see some of those images, it's an ink block test. So when you see some of those images, it's a measure of how a person is interpreting the shape, the silhouette, and basically giving a report on what it is that they are seeing, what they are perceiving. But today I'm going to argue something different. We're going to use Rorschach in a way of how we're testing our perspective. Now, perspective is defined as a point of view. It's the lens we use to see the world. It's normally colored by our emotions, our thoughts, our inner dialogue, our secrets. So why perspective? For many of us, when we're looking at this road to healing or this road to self-awareness, we have to take self-inventory and understand that when we see things or when we're presented with a situation, it's funny how our perspective seems to take a complete spin on what's going on. And then in turn, it begins to shape your thought process, your behavioral patterns. When you internalize those things, it could either be good or it could be bad. How do we determine what is next for us? And how do we determine whether we will make a good decision or a bad decision? Perspective. When I originally wrote the song Rorschach for the album Asylum, I was at a point in my life where I had put my wife through so much turmoil, and she was dealing with so many different things with me and with my healing process. It was really ugly. So in the lyrics, I stated, or I'm saying, what do you see when you see me? Because I was trying to have a self-inventory of everything that I'd put her through, trying to understand what light she saw me in. And although this isn't going to focus specifically on the song lyrics, I want you to start to think about what it is that you see when you look in the mirror, when you're looking at pictures of yourself, when you're looking at pictures of an old occurrence or a memory that you love or hate.
What do you see? And
how does that view taint your thought process? I want to focus on a story that I think would help illustrate where we can go with this. This story is called The Little Boy The Starfish. So there's a little boy with his mother, and they're walking along a shore, a beach, and there's all of these starfish just kind of like spread out all over the place. They're pretty much washed up ashore. So the little boy looks to his mom and asks,
what happens if these starfish stay out in the sun?
And the mom basically let the boy know, well, eventually they'll die. They're meant to be in the water. The little boy takes a starfish and throws it in the water, right? Because he's optimistic. He's saying, well, if surely this starfish is gonna die being away from the water, then I have to do something about it. How many times do we look at the situations in our lives, countless, spread out, just one agony after another, and have a thought process of being overwhelmed and then just not doing anything about it? Because you're thinking, well, there's this situation, there's that situation, there's this. It's never gonna get better. Back to the story. The little boy looks up to his mom and she says, how do you feel about that? And the little boy says, good, because although I haven't saved all the starfish yet, I made a difference for one. Today, make one decision that benefits your health, because that one decision will have a ripple effect on your healing journey. And then tomorrow, pick up another starfish, throw it in the water. That water represents our wholeness. That water represents the place where we are alive, active, doing what we were put on this planet to do. But sometimes we get so enveloped in our brokenness that we stop doing anything because we think, well, it's only one situation. What is that gonna do? I have a million problems. But if you took the time to make a difference in one situation, it would make a world of a difference. Because as that little boy walked down the shore, he picked up another starfish and threw it in the ocean. And then another one into the ocean. He knew as a little boy that if I make the difference for one, I'm still doing good. Maybe I can't get all the starfish. Maybe I can't save everybody. But making a difference can be as simple as one step. And one step at a time, we're gonna get to where we're going. Perspective. Maybe you're looking at the little boy and thinking, what's one starfish gonna do? My life is upside down. I have debt.
I am depressed.
I have ruined relationships.
I lost my job.
I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Just one step will change the perspective
And then another step.
in the right direction.
And then another step.
And you'll see your perspective start to widen as you begin to see the world with a different lens. Perspective could either make you or break you. There's a pastor, Stephen Furtick, and he had this quote that I absolutely love in regard to the topic. Your perspective will either become your prison or it'll be your passport. You will either stay wallowing in your sorrows or you'll be on your journey to freedom, fullness, and wholeness. Take the time to take one step in a different direction and see how it changes your whole perspective. Next week, we are going to be traveling down the psychopath on our road to healing. And I can't wait to share what I have. I hope you guys have a great week. Till next week, God bless. Stay safe. Stay safe. My name is Eli. This is Savage Sunday.